Welcome to the Built for Growth podcast. Today I have Matthew Gauger on the podcast. And Matthew has a really unique story. And the way that I found him was via Instagram. I love homesteading content. And I think more of us should probably start to wrap our heads around being able to provide our own food to some degree, which I know can sound like a really intimidating process. I know even growing your own tomatoes could just feel intimidating and overwhelming. But what I really liked about this conversation with Matthew was that we simplified it, and he gave some good general rules of thumb to help you not get overwhelmed, but still be productive. And what I love about it is he's honestly not an expert yet. And you're like, well, why wouldn't you bring someone who's an expert? Why would you bring us somebody who's learning on the job? I said, because he's really relatable. I love the fact that these things that he is doing right now, it's like right now, this is happening, and he's learning and he's teaching as he goes. Because, sometimes when people have done something for so long, it's like they don't really remember what the beginning of the journey was like. And not that that's a bad thing, but I think what I really appreciated about having Matthew on here today was that he's going through it like the rest of us. He just started this 4 years ago, bought 25 acres, and has done miraculous things with his property, animals. He's built decks. He's built chicken coops. I mean, all kinds of things. He's refinished furniture. I mean, really, from somebody who had zero background in any of this, I find it incredibly inspiring. I know that for myself, I want to learn how to homestead more, even in my little property in Las Vegas, much less when I move to my homestead, my dream home someday. So there's just so many things to learn, even about composting. And we talked about all of that and more. And I think this podcast is going to kind of bring you back to your roots, so to speak. We're going to get a little old school in this, but in a very new school way. So I hope you enjoy it. And as always, thanks for listening. Matthew, thank you for being here today. I think it's so cool. One of my biggest blessings that I count all the time is that I could just sometimes hit people up on Instagram and they just show up here in my studio.
Yeah, it's not that hard to get me to Vegas.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's the great part of living here is like everybody wants to come to Vegas at least once a year, right? Yeah. Are you going to get yourself into any trouble here?
No, I mean, I lived here for 5 years.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so 2001 to 2006, I lived here.
Okay.
So,
what do you like about Vegas?
I mean, well, back then I was in my 20s, so.
That's different, yeah. It's a different time.
I like partying. But
lifetimes ago.
Lifetimes ago. I mean, seriously.
Okay, but now what do you like about Vegas? You go hiking at all? What are you going to do?
We go sit at the slot machines, and we dink around and play penny slots. And
why not?
We try all the different, we won $3,000 so far.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yes. I love it when people come here and it's not lost wages,
Yeah, well, I mean, we took care of that last time we were here.
Oh, yeah. So you're just trying to get a debt paid back?
Yeah, but we win one time, we lose one time. But, it's just me and my wife get away from the kids, and it's nice to spend time.
Yeah, absolutely. So I fell in love with your profile on Instagram, and I was complimenting on the way that you curate your product. I mean, not only what you were saying, but I really liked the way that you delivered it. It was great how the voiceover kind of blends right into, what you're actually saying in the video, and you do it so seamlessly. And I remember you kind of like explaining that to me, but I was like, still, I'm not there yet, but maybe sometime I will get there. But it's funny when I'm watching your content, I just kind of assumed like this guy's been homesteading forever. But you said it's like really actually been like 4 years?
Yeah. 2021 is when we started.
Did you have any experience prior to that?
No, I was a nightclub manager before that.
Wow.
I mean, I've bartended here in Vegas. I was in food and beverage for 20 years.
Where'd you work?
When I was out here, a place called The Beach.
The Beach.
It's not even around anymore.
Okay, I was going to say, not Encore Beach Club. No.
No.
The Beach.
No,
okay.
it was this, it was off strip, and it was this club that was just a real, I mean, we used to, I think it was $25. People could take body shots off of me on the bar. And
Off of you?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Did you have the beard back then?
No.
No?
No, oh my God, I was such a red flag.
Well, really?
Oh yeah.
Well, the beard is epic, so.
I had a mohawk. I had, I don't know, I was very manscaped and
That's so funny.
Yeah,
Okay, well, you've come a long way.
a long way.
And I love your homesteading stuff. And that's the reason why I had to reach out to you. Now, you know what? I actually like the fact that you're still probably learning on the job as you go because it's going to be more relatable to people. What
Yeah.
I find is that people who are currently still navigating and learning as you go, it's fresh. And so you remember the details or how to relate to people who are just starting their journey as well.
Yeah, and that's really who I'm talking to.
Yeah.
I did a poll on my YouTube channel, and I asked people like, where are you at in your homesteading journey? And over 65% of my audience doesn't have a homestead. It's an aspiration for them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that was me too. I mean, when I started, watching your content, I have a half an acre here in Las Vegas, and I try to, do what I can, and I grow the things that I can, but it's really, it's tough. I do good with green onions here. I've done well with peppers. I've tried strawberries. I got some to bloom, but that was still also a little rough. I think I don't understand like when to move them and where into the shade because the sun gets so blazing hot here that even when you have something potted, I just feel like the roots must just be boiling in there. They must just be cooking. I don't know.
So I would consider shade cloth, put a shade cloth over them.
Yeah.
Is a great way to do it. Otherwise, I really like strawberries in hydroponic.
Yeah.
Oh,
Inside.
yeah, because they do great. I mean, they have all the nutrients they need. They're fresh and clean. They're slightly less flavorful.
Okay.
But I mean, it's still a great fruit, full of nutrients.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, and when you do hydroponics, I mean, you're literally just growing them in water, correct?
Yeah.
So how do they get the nutrients? Do you put it in the water?
That's a great question. So I've been doing experiments with koi ponds, and we have our large pond. So I can take nutrient-filled water. I have nitrate and phosphorus testers, and I can test for all that stuff, and then I can put it directly into the nutrient bath. And I just have to make sure the pH is good for everything, and it does well. You can supplement it with chemical fertilizers or fish emulsifiers or whatever you want.
Yeah. But don't roots need oxygen as well?
Yeah. Sure.
So do the hydroponics make sure that there's enough oxygen in the water? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So the pump is circulating and it's falling downhill and it's generally oxygenating as it goes.
Fascinating. Okay, but you are more of an organic kind of guy. I generally see that, right?
Actually, the plants need carbon dioxide, not the oxygen in the water. They produce the oxygen.
I thought the leaves produce it, but I thought the roots also need.
Well, see, there's something we can learn now.
Yeah, maybe we'll learn that because, I guess the thing is, I know if you overwater the plant, you can kind of drown it. Like that's what I've understood. But maybe that's because they're like sitting in stagnant water.
Yeah. So, the roots do need oxygen. I guess you're right about that because that causes root rot in tomatoes. Huh?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, root rot is my biggest problem with tomatoes.
Yeah, I saw you recently. You posted about that. I was like, that's interesting. I haven't tried to grow tomatoes myself, but I've been really wanting to, and I've been very ambitious about growing tomatoes.
Do you know the different kinds?
But like heirloom, cherry tomatoes.
Determinate versus indeterminate.
Okay, no.
Yeah, so determinate tomatoes, I could be getting this backwards, so if I'm telling everybody the wrong thing. But there's determinate, which is bushy, and indeterminate, which is like vining.
Okay.
So those will grow like 12 feet tall. So the bushy ones are great for tomato cages.
Yeah.
But if you have the indeterminates, you want to get like the top down. So like the top down trellis or like really cool is the arches, the cattle panel arches. Yeah. They'll climb all the way. And determinates only produce like once for a couple of weeks. Indeterminates produce the whole season.
Is indeterminates the viney ones?
Yeah.
What you just said?
Yeah.
So like when you go to the store and you get those tomatoes that come like 6 on a vine, that's probably cut from that. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Probably is. Yeah.
Oh, I would think so too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So the kind that most people grow inside, like I've seen tomato plants that are upside down.
Yeah.
They grow them upside down and they water. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was interesting to me. I was like, that sounds like a good low-hanging fruit, no pun intended, to start with. Tomatoes a fruit, by the way. I have verified that.
Yeah, I did a video about it.
Did you?
Yeah, I did a whole video about the interesting past of the tomato.
It did. What did you learn?
Oh, so much cool stuff. So for one thing, they used to think the tomato was poisonous.
Really?
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting. Like all the rich people would get the tomatoes, and they had pewter plates back then, and the tomato is acidic.
Yeah.
So the tomatoes would sit on the pewter plates, and the acid would bring the lead out of the pewter, and then they would get lead poisoning. Oh. So they thought that tomatoes were making them sick, and then this is how in Italy the poor farmers were using wooden plates. So they said, no, this is great. This is fantastic. And they started sun-drying tomatoes to preserve them, and that's when it boomed. It was in the 1800s in Italy.
Do you do much of food preservation?
Oh, so much.
Yeah, because I would
Yeah.
say when you're making big yields, what's your favorite food preservation?
Well, it depends on the food.
Yeah, I know
So
you do like water bathing. I saw that.
water bathing, pressure canning. We've got a freeze dryer from
Harvest Right?
Yeah.
I have one too.
Yeah, do you?
Yeah,
love
I
it.
do.
I love it so much.
I just wish it was bigger. I wish I could fit more things in it.
Well, which one do
You
you
have
have?
a
The
bigger
medium?
one? I must. It's like 4 like kind of half trays.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah. About
about a
that's probably
half
the
tray.
medium. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I want like an industrial size one. I want like one that's ridiculous because
it takes so long.
I know it's like 19 to 26 hours.
Yeah.
Usually per batch for me. Then it depends how much I stuff in there, trying to think that that's going to make it better, but usually just makes it run longer.
Do you freeze them first?
Mhm.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Usually I freeze the stuff first. Yeah,
Very
I
good.
usually do. But okay, so freeze dryer.
Yeah.
I've pressure canned meat one time, and that was great. I still have some cans of that. Have busted that open, and then I wanted to try my hand with water bathing
Mm-hmm.
because I have at the property in Boise a peach tree, a nectarine tree, 2 cherry trees, an Asian pear tree, 2 apple trees, and a regular pear tree.
That is great.
Oh, it's like my heaven. Oh, and thousands of grapes.
Yeah.
Just thousands of
What
them.
kinds?
They're like little green ones, small ones. Not like the kind you get in the store. They're way better, in my opinion. I don't know. I feel like they're the kind that you would make wine with, but that's just what I see. Like, I think when you go to like vineyards and you see little cute small grapes, you know?
Yeah.
So I plan on taking those and making like fermented drinks and also like a cider, like a little
Mhm.
bit of a hard cider, like a
Yeah.
hard grape cider. Wine seems like it's something that would take more understanding. Have you ever made wine?
So Vivor sells a winemaking kit,
Okay.
and I think it's like it's similar to a still, but and I haven't bought it yet, or had them send it to me.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of interested. I just got their essential oils distillation kit because the next video I got coming out is like building a homestead laboratory,
Yeah.
and it's got because it looks all sciencey. But yeah, they have this whole essential oils kit, and they also sell the thing for making wine. And I'm like, maybe I should make wine. But I
Yeah.
mean, I quit drinking in 2023, so I'm like,
Yeah, I don't drink either, but I still want to do it. I still want to make the wine.
well, that makes me feel better about
Yeah.
it then.
Yeah, I mean, I still want to do it. And you know, if I made it, I probably would have a glass of wine. I don't say that I don't drink, but I pretty much don't drink. Like maybe twice a year.
Yeah.
Maybe. And it's not for the purpose or intention of like getting drunk or anything. It's kind of more like a nostalgic thing, you know. Like if I'm out floating the river or camping, I'm probably going to have a red beer.
Sure.
I just like it. But I'm pretty much just as happy with like soda water and the red stuff too. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be the beer, but I like that taste. I like the flavor, and I like a glass of wine every great once in a while. But no, we were just out in Nashville and we celebrated Johnny's 40th. I did a surprise birthday for him. And I didn't drink the whole weekend. I was like, we were out dancing, we were having great. I was like, I just don't need it. Like, I don't need it to let down my inhibitions and just have some fun. Like, I don't benefit from it. I feel terrible the next day. I'm like, this is not worth it.
You know what's crazy is I was a whiskey drinker.
Oh,
So and COVID was my worst point. You know, they closed the nightclubs down. And so I was out of work for like a year. We were the first to close and the last to open. And my drinking got way out of hand.
yeah.
And in 2023, my wife said to me, she was like, you need to stop drinking. She goes, I can't be around this. This is getting ridiculous. And at first I was very defiant, you know, like I know what I'm
You're gonna
doing.
tell
I'm in
me,
control.
yeah.
Yeah. Like she's literally an addictions psychiatrist. Like that's her specialty.
I know we were talking about it before. I was like, oh my gosh, if I had known she was here, I probably would have buttoned her onto this, like done a podcast with her after you, but next time.
She's a lot more, probably charismatic than I am.
You're great. I'm sure you're both great. I'm sure you're both great together. But she sounds like an incredibly intelligent woman. So she was telling you, like, warning you got to stop drinking. And when did you take it to heart?
A week later. You know, her and the kids are the best thing in the world. So
Was she like, I'm out? Like,
it wasn't an ultimatum. It was more like, I'm worried about you and I care about you, and this isn't doing you any good, and you're not happy.
Yeah.
And I stopped drinking. You know what's crazy is, so at that time I had 25,000 followers on social media, all combined. That was everything. And I was making these stupid voiceover videos and stuff. And after I stopped drinking, I went back and looked at all that stuff, and I was like, man, this is all just ego. Like, I'm just making ego videos, trying to become famous and get clout. It took me 4 years to get 25,000 followers. And I said, I'm going to give myself 1 month. Now that I'm sober, I don't want to make this stuff anymore. I looked at all my comments, and these people in my comments were helping each other. And they were so nice to each other and so nice to me. And they were like, oh, buddy, hey, you should try this wood. Oh, don't use pressure-treated boards there. And they gave me so much advice that helped me. And I said, you know what? I bet if those people had 25,000 followers, they would do something good with it. I said, so it's time for me to try to do something good with what I was given. And I said, I'm going to speak with my own voice. I'm going to try to help people. And I started doing that. And I said, if I lose followers, I'll just quit. I don't need to do this. Like, I don't want to waste my time just trying to stroke my own vanity. And I did, and I gained 50,000 followers the first month. And the next month, I gained another 75,000 followers. And then I had my first reel that hit 10 million views. And the next thing you know, I just blew up.
Holy smokes. Talk about a transformation.
All from getting sober. And it all happened from the homestead.
Wow. Okay. Did you have the property for the homestead prior to 4 years ago when you started doing the homesteading? So where were you then, and where'd you come from?
We were in Charlotte.
Okay.
So I was working at a club in Charlotte. My wife was, she was doing a residency back then.
Okay.
And so COVID happened, and
What's your wife's name, by the way?
V.
V.
Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah, that's my garden is named the Garden of Veden.
Oh, I love it.
I named it for her.
That's great.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
awesome, and she knows she's the one who knows all the Latin names of the plants, and she's the brains of the operation. Like, she teaches me more than anything else.
Does she make like the herbal remedies and stuff like that? Does she do any of that stuff?
Some to a limited basis, but
Yeah.
mostly what she's just an amazing chef.
Ooh,
An
that
amazing
doesn't
chef.
suck.
No, it's not awful at all. Not
Yeah.
for me anyway.
Yeah. Did she like go to school, or she just learned? She's just good at it.
She was a line cook before she worked
Oh.
before she went to medical school.
So cool.
Yeah.
Sounds like your wife and I need to become friends.
I hope so. That'd be great.
That'd be awesome. We'll
Yeah.
come out to Boise sometime and you show me some things about homesteading, as you're learning on the job too, which is so fun and exciting. I'm so excited to eventually move up there. We won't be up there for a while. We're actually going to rent it out, and and then eventually, we hopefully intend to make that maybe the forever home.
That'd be great. That's what I hope ours is.
Yeah.
I told Via, I said, just sprinkle me on the property somewhere. I'm good.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. So, oh my gosh, it's so exciting for me when I see all the fruit trees and everything that's going on with that. Okay, let me ask you a little bit more of a technical question. How are you familiar with like pruning the fruit trees? Because I feel like I'm like
so bad at it.
You're bad at
Oh,
it.
I'm so bad at it.
Good. That makes two of us.
I have this pear tree, and it's just like, I feel like at the beginning of the season, I've done something to it that seems like it's going to be sustainable. And then by the end of the season, it's got like these flyaway branches that are just breaking off. And I'm like, I did this all wrong again.
Oh, good. Well, that doesn't make me feel so bad then, because I was like, I don't know. I've had like two very different opinions on pruning fruit trees. And when I first went on the property, there's apples, there's pears, there's nectarines, there's peaches, but like the peach and the nectarine tree, all the fruit is away from the center and like way out on the ends, which are like breaking the branches. I mean, they're just so full of heavy fruit. So I'm like makeshifting like stakes to like hold up the branches and stuff. But I was thinking, gosh, well, if you prune it in a way where it grows a little bit more evenly, but then someone was like, no, you don't want to do that because you want the light to come down through the tree and you don't want like a lot in the middle. That's why they call it the low hanging fruit on purpose. Is like, that's where that term came from. And I was like, oh, okay, well, but gosh, it's like snapping branches off the tree. And it was like, I guess that's kind of a version of the tree self pruning itself by nature. It's just like taking a branch out here and then we'll just, have more and bigger fruit over here. But man, the Asian pear tree that we have, the Asian pears are delectable, but they're rather small. And I think that I need to prune, right? So if you eliminate some of the branches, then potentially you get bigger fruit.
Well, I'll see if I can propagate some of our fruit trees for you.
Oh, don't tempt me with a good time. I want a plum tree so bad.
I've got those.
Yeah?
I've got, so this is actually a really cool thing. You want to hear about something super cool?
Absolutely.
I've been wanting to do this since I started. I haven't done it, but it's still in my game plan. You can take a single stone fruit tree, like an apricot or a plum, and
you slicing it and put it.
You splice them together, and you can
I've
get
heard
like
about
20
this.
different fruits on one tree. I call it the idea of the mother tree.
Oh my
I want to do one so bad.
Do it.
I mean, I have to. You have to have the foundation tree first. So I've been planting peaches and planting the plum trees.
Yeah.
And now they're taking some years, but
Oh, so you don't have mature fruit trees yet?
not all of them. No, the pears are, the apples are, but I planted
In
all
4
the-
years? Because did you just
No,
plant
they
the
were
4
there
years
when we
ago, or
got
you
there.
bought them? Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were there when we got there. We had some when we started. We've planted since then. I've killed off a bunch of trees.
I've killed a lot of plants in my day.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say.
Well, the road to master gardener is paved with dead plants.
Well, that I don't know if I've ever heard a truer statement than that because
Yeah.
like I've killed a lot of plants. I'm like,
Yeah.
oof. Spider plants though, they're hardy. I forgot to water those quite a few times, and they just hang in there. I've got lots of babies. I'm like, stop making babies. I don't know what to do with them. I can't just kill them. I feel bad when I just expend. I can't just like expend a plant. Like if I accidentally kill it, then I kill it, or I don't know what's wrong with it and it dies. I'm like, well, that's one thing, but I can't just like throw the baby spider plants in there. So then I have like all these little pots of baby spider plants. Maybe I can start giving these things away. I don't know what to do with them.
Give away to podcast guest.
What was that?
Give away to podcast guest.
There you go.
Here's your spider plants. Enjoy your
Yeah,
trip.
thank you. Yeah, absolutely. I have a lot of them, so I definitely needed to figure out something to do with it. But Christmas gifts. Yeah, housewarming. I've used them for housewarming
That's
gifts.
smart.
Yeah.
Wine was always my go-to for that.
Yeah. Well, if you make wine, see, they make a great gift.
Yeah. We have muscadines and cupperdines.
What are those?
It makes a really sweet wine.
What is it, though? It's a grape?
Yeah, it's a grape. It's got a really thick skin, so it's not great for eating, but you can make it into a really sweet wine. So if you produce it right, it comes out like the sweet German wines.
Yes.
Similar, but a little more syrupy.
Okay, so I know like well, I think I have more experience with like Swiss wine, believe it or not. I'm Swiss. My grandma was 3 years old when she came over to America. Even so, I've gone over there and I visited, and I've had like they call it Glühwein. It's like a warm wine.
Yeah.
That they drink in the
I know
winter.
Glühwein.
Yeah. So but you're talking about more of like a dessert wine.
Yeah.
You're talking about like a sweet wine.
In Germany, the wines go in order. So the first press is called the Cabernet, and that's the least sweet. And that's because they pick it earliest in the season when most of the water is still in grape.
Right. And then like after the first frost or something, right? Then they get super duper sweet.
That's the last press. It's called the Eiswein.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Ice wine.
Right after the last frost, they pull it and they do it, and it's the sweetest wine. It's like a dessert wine.
Yeah.
And you can do it. You ever do it over ice cream?
No.
So good.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
If there's one thing I took away from this podcast, it'll be sweet wine over ice cream. That sounds delectable.
The little ice wine, you mix it with some Chambord and you put it over like a vanilla ice cream. It's crazy good.
Yeah. Okay, so I have a question or a couple from a friend of mine. His name's Dylan, and I know he's going to love this episode. So he lives in Australia, and he was in Sydney. He had a big gym there with his brother, and then they sold it, and he bought a farm out somewhere. I don't know the geography of Australia, but he has this cute little dog business that he does. So he like trains and exercises dogs, and like it's like a doggy daycare. I forget what the name of it is. Sorry, Dylan. But anyways, he has this homestead. So he's like mowing the grass. He has all these chickens. He's got all the fruit and the vegetables, and he's basically starting, but he's just maybe a year to two, like coming up on the second year into it. So he's a little bit behind. And I was like, what would you ask? Having you on the podcast, like, what would you ask him? And he said, a lot of people are inspired by what you do, growing food, raising chickens, and doing things from scratch, but can find it overwhelming. So, like, what are the top 3 bottlenecks that prevent folks from starting, even if they want to?
Well, no, I mean, money is the one I hear most often.
Yeah.
Everybody's saying, like, I get the comment all the time. They're like, yeah, and $1 million. Yeah, I could do this if I had that and $1 million. People don't have the money to do it. They can't figure out how to buy the land. But, there are USDA loans that can help you do that, and programs that have zero interest down. You can do things communally with multiple families coming together. Raw basic land is not expensive. People think of it like, oh, it's expensive. I mean, but it's not as expensive as buying a house in a suburb. Like you can get land in Missouri, for example, for about $12,000 an acre. Good growable land. I mean, so you can buy some bare land with some friends and homestead there. The other one is knowledge. People don't know how to do it, and they're scared by it. They're intimidated. And all I can say to those people is, I had no idea. And in fact, our farm slogan is, I have no idea what I'm doing. That's our slogan. Like,
I love the transparency. That's actually one of my favorite things about you. It's like you were literally learning in front of us.
Yeah. I mean, that's where we're called Greenhorn Grove. Because Greenhorn Grove, we're greenhorns. We're brand new to this.
What is that? What a greenhorn? Is that what that means?
Yeah, I got it from.
that.
We were watching. Me and my wife were sitting watching TV. We're brainstorming names, and I think I saw something about Deadliest Catch, and they called the new guy the Greenhorn, and I was like, "What about Greenhorn Grove?" And she's like, "That's the one.
That's
it.
That's a great name. I just didn't know. Yeah, I guess when you're green at anything, right? It's like that kind of. Oh, I like that. Interesting. Okay, so that's two things. So there's cost. Is there a third one? I mean, you don't always have to come up with three, but is there
work,
more?
Like time to do the work. People think it takes a million years to homestead, and it can. But it's also like I have something I call it the rule of three. And the rule of three is pretty simple. Like I only have 3 projects going at once. I have one that I'm researching. I'm not doing anything. I have one project that's a short-term project. I can finish it in a day or 2. That's a quick project. And I have a third one that's a big project, like the dock I did, or that's projects can take a week or several weeks. And before I start a new big project, that project is always done. Before I start a new small project, that small project is always done. And before I start researching a new one, like really researching, that's done. Because otherwise you get overwhelmed. It's just too much. It's people you can't learn everything at once. Don't buy chickens and goats and cows and a horse and try to grow a garden, and don't do all that. You're going to kill yourself. You're going to burn yourself out. You're going to in a year you're going to be like, I hate this.
This is good advice for me, because I get in over my head sometimes too. I'm just so ambitious that I want to do it all, and sometimes I get in over my head. And I really like that rule of 3.
Yeah, and we learned it after we moved to the homestead. We had to create that for ourselves because
it's like a boundary.
Yeah,
it's like a healthy boundary.
And then the other one is the law of 1. And the law of 1 is simple. Every week, and when you're saying the rule of 3, these are not upkeep projects. So like feeding your chickens or cleaning your chicken coop.
Right. That's a daily chore. That
That's
doesn't
a chore.
count. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's different than a project. But for the law of 1, I take something on my homestead every week and I try to improve one thing to refine and streamline my process. So like this week, I might be going say like, how can I water my chickens better? And I'm looking for a way to refine that process, something I can improve to fix it. Because time is the one thing you don't have.
Yeah.
You can't get more of it. We all have a finite amount. And so I can make more money. I can't make more time.
Yeah.
So
I have a similar thing. I saw you posted about the PVC pipe and you made the chicken feeder.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. I have one of those similarly. I didn't build it myself, but I thought that was pretty neat that you had. And I use it mostly when we go on vacation. I usually feed my chickens every day otherwise, because the damn other birds will get in there and just eat it all. And it's like I buy this nice organic feed and I was like feeding the frickin' pigeons and doves.
I've got a couple different feeder designs. I've got automated waterer designs. But that feeder being on the outside of the coop like that, it's really for me, I have one inside the coop. That's my convenience feeder. Like if I need to feed the chickens and I'm not wanting to get into the coop and get my shoes dirty, I can just do that real quick. Because I actually have special boots for the coop.
Yeah, same. I have, My son has what we call chicken poo-poo shoes. I'm like, you only wear those chicken poo-poo shoes in the chicken poo-poo cage, and that's it.
My kids are going to love that. I already know that. My kid will want a T-shirt that says that.
Chicken poo-poo shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, my son likes it too. Now he uses the term so casually, like it's very normal to say, Mom, where's my chicken poo-poo shoes? It's just like, oh my gosh. And it's funny. I chuckle inside a little bit every time. But okay, so is there any other bottlenecks to homesteading that you can think of? Time,
I'd say that's
money.
That's the 3.
Yeah, those are the ones.
Yeah, time, money, and knowledge. People don't think they can do it, but really just start.
Yeah.
Just start and fail. And you're going to fail. I fail all the time. I try to make videos about me failing.
Yeah. Well, what did you, like, okay, let's say someone is like living in an apartment, right? And they're like, I really just want to grow some things, my own herbs. Like I don't have a lot of room, but I want to start with something. Do you recommend any starting points?
So I have one indoor hydroponic system that I use. Zoe Deschanel has a company, Lettuce Grow.
Okay.
And the Farm Stand Nook it's made from recycled ocean-bound plastics, which I think is really cool. And then it's simple hydroponics. It's all sealed, and you can get these ring lights for it. You can grow it in the corner of an apartment.
Cool.
You can also get a boom room 2 from Northsport.
Yeah.
Do mycology, grow your own mushrooms. And then people don't realize this, but in an apartment it'd be a little hard, but like townhomes and stuff, there are chickens that only weigh about a pound.
Yeah, like little bantams.
Bantams.
Bantams?
Yeah,
okay, there we
so
go.
like Sarama,
Bantams.
They have these cute, tiny little eggs, but you can make omelets with them. And they're these tiny little chickens. They eat way less food. They take up less space.
Yeah.
And they're really, I mean, I call them desk chickens because you can literally sit it on your desk and it's about the size of a coffee cup.
The chickens that small?
Yeah, they're adorable.
Wow.
They're the cutest thing in the world.
Oh. Oh my goodness, that's fun. And they lay just like normal, like they lay well, like
Yeah, normal frequency, just like any other chicken. They're just way smaller.
yeah. People, a lot of my friends, I've been like, don't be intimidated by chickens. I was like, I feel like chickens are so easy, and I'm like, they're just, I don't know, they're super super easy. It's like I only clean my coop maybe like twice a year, maybe sometimes just once a year. Maybe that's not good policy. I don't know, but I live in the desert and it's very dry too.
Sure.
So like the chicken poop basically turns to chalk. It's not like they're mucking it everywhere or anything like that. But I mean, for me, that's usually what I do. And otherwise, feed food and water and collect eggs.
Do you use the deep litter technique?
What's that?
Oh, this is great. I mean, it's pretty much what you're doing.
Okay.
So instead of mucking out the whole coop, you just add more pine shavings.
Okay.
So you have a sand base or pine shaving base. What do you guys use as your bedding?
It was just like hay. I just dispersed hay everywhere.
So hay doesn't have the best absorbent qualities.
Okay.
So I prefer pine shavings. Hay's good. It's not great. It's just it can get sopping wet and then hold water and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's where coccidiosis and other things can come from.
So it depends where you live. But here we basically don't have that issue.
Yeah.
Because we're so dry in the desert.
Well, I remember, but I also remember those 100-year storms that would come through and just soak the world.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But either way, I like
Okay.
the pine shavings. The chickens poop on them, and then like every 3 weeks to a month, I just sprinkle some diatomaceous earth out there. It's natural. It comes from, I think, coral.
What is it like? Like dirt?
It's like a gray powder. It looks like, if you
Okay.
imagine moon powder, that's what it would look
Okay.
like. Exactly.
That's what
like
I'll tell
that.
my kids what it is then
Yeah.
when I get some.
I mean, you drop a little rock on it and it makes like a crater. Like it looks like moon powder.
Cool.
Yeah. But you sprinkle that in there. That kills off mites and fleas and stuff like that.
Okay.
Protects them. And then it composts right there in the coop.
Oh, so good.
Yeah. So like
That's another question I had.
it even
Composting.
raises the temperature of the coop in the winter.
Really?
Yeah, because compost is a hot process.
Oh, yes. You're right.
Yeah, the microbes are creating an exothermic reaction, so it heats up your coop in the winter and keeps the coop warmer.
How awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell my sister about that too because she lives in Washington and she's like a little chicken lady. She has all these chickens and she loves her chickens and she's very close to her chickens. I love my chickens too, but they're not, I don't have time for like snuggling my chickens, you know, but some people do. I used to when I was a kid because we had chickens and ducks a little bit growing up, so even some geese.
Yeah.
Oh man, geese are assholes.
Yeah.
I got attacked by one. I remember when I was a little girl. I was probably like 2.5 or 3. I was just wearing like my little, I must have been pretty young because I was still wearing like a diaper or pull-up. So I might have even been younger, maybe close to 2. But I will never forget that I had a little ponytail and the goose, one of those white geese, whatever they are, it like jumped on my back and had its feet on my little pull-up and it had was holding onto my ponytail. It's like flapping. I was like running around. Oh my gosh, they're mean. They're ruthless.
That's why you're a fighter now. Because
Yeah.
you were like, never again will a goose do this to me.
Never again.
Never again.
And a goose has never done that. And then we used to have the roosters. Oh my gosh, I had a little. I thought it was banshee is what they were called. But it was a tiny rooster. Man, he was a jerk. He was a real jerk. Like anytime I'd go in there to collect the chicken eggs, like it was just full on. And I remember I'd wear my thick Skechers. Had like thick bottoms on them too to try to stop him because he would like attack me or my feet, and so I'd always like put my foot out to just like have him like kind of attack that.
Yeah.
But like his little, what do you call it? The talons, right? Went broke a hole through the through the shoe into my foot, and I was like, "You little bastard!" Oh my gosh. So yeah, that's where I got my fighting start. By the way. Fighting roosters and
That
geese.
makes perfect sense too. I was like, I could see that.
I think I was built full circle to come back to homesteading now that I think about it, with my fighting roots, and I'll just be ready for some, to battle some goats. And
Your training regimen is awe-inspiring. Just like I watched you when I was watching you train for this last fight, I was like, God, she is so inspirational. It just like it makes me feel so like if I have a slow day, I was watching that, and I remember one day I was having a slow day. I didn't want to get out, and I saw one of your training videos, and I was like, get up. I was like, get up. Come on. It's time
could
to
be
do
worse.
This. Yeah, come on now. But yeah, I was so inspired by that. I see your dedication, your love for it. I relate to that. I feel it
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the feeling is mutual, and I'm so excited to start this next chapter of learning homesteading. And I'm already looking at like woodworking shops and stuff too, because I really want to be more handsy, because I use my body and my hands and in a physical aspect in what I do in sport.
Mm-hmm.
I think as I transition to homesteading, I'll still have that need and desire to want to be useful
Mm-hmm.
with my physical abilities. And so I see myself, repurposing furniture, building things. I People have asked me, what do you think you would like to do that's another career that would just be like interesting for you? Just like, let's say, shits and giggles. And I'm like, I think I'd really like construction.
Yeah.
I think I'd really enjoy that, like learning how to build things. I think I would enjoy building a home.
That's been my favorite part of being on the homestead.
Yeah.
Hands down, because it's like I just get to play with tools all day. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna pull a chainsaw and a wood chipper out today and drive into the woods and do stuff. It's like, man,
How cool.
it's just like, how neat is that? Like,
Yeah.
that's what I'm gonna do for my day to day.
Yeah, that's what I want to do for my day to day, and provide this kind of sustenance for my family through my hands, basically, and like working on the farm. I just have this desire to do that. And I want to have goats and goat milk, and I want to have the chickens and the ducks. Do you have chickens, but do you have ducks?
Yeah, we have ducks.
Okay, so I've heard that ducks are like if you were to put them on a weigh scale versus each other, like easiness and egg production and egg value and stuff, is like that ducks are better than chickens, essentially, if you're comparing them head to head.
Well, from what I've been told, their eggs have more nutrients than the chicken eggs.
And that the shells are thicker.
Yeah.
They're a little bit hardier, I think. So
Yeah. The ducks have been pretty easy. Like I just put them by the pond.
yeah.
So my chickens are all, in a run, like they're secure. They can get outside, but they can't get out in the yard. We have birds of prey. And so the chickens were getting snatched. And so we had to put a cover on the run and stuff. But the ducks just kind of do their own thing. They're free range.
They don't get snatched up?
We've lost like one at least, I think, but it's hard to tell because they're out there on their own.
Yeah, so many. Do birds of prey, do they get ducks? I mean, I guess ducks can fly themselves, so I don't know.
We caught one of them. We know one of them got, and we know it was by a raccoon.
Okay, that's why I was going to be more likely.
Yeah. We know that the raccoon got that one, but we have coyotes in our area. We have feral hogs. We've got turkeys. We've got there's a bear not too far from me. We caught him on trail cams. We have deer. There's so many animals. Possums. There's a lot of farm cats.
Yeah.
We just got a new cat from the cat distribution system.
A new cat from the cat. What does that mean?
Means my wife saw a cat on the side of the road and it
Took it
adopted
home.
us.
Oh, that's not bad. You get less. I think every homestead needs to have at least one cat. How many do you have?
Three.
Three
inside. We have 3 inside cats, and then there's 3 outside cats that we feed that aren't ours, but they keep our rodent population down.
Yeah, let's say they keep the rodent population. And you said you have 25 acres?
Yeah.
And what all do you have on there? What's going on?
There's like a 5-acre pond.
Okay.
And I've got a cabin on the pond.
Did you put the pond in there, or was it already there?
Nope, it's already there.
I was like 5 acres. I mean, that'd be pretty impressive if you did that yourself.
Yep,
wow.
by hand.
Yeah, out there with the shovel.
With a wheelbarrow. And no, I mean it's beautiful. I love it. It's great.
And it's in where?
Bishopville, South Carolina.
Okay.
So it's nowhere.
Yeah.
Nowhere, South Carolina, but it's just so many nice people.
Slice of heaven.
Yeah, it's just like nice people, and you're able to make friends, and it's really low stress. There's actually this thing that I did a post about not too long ago that says that like the optimal amount of people in your circle of friends should be around 150, because more than that it creates stress and anxiety.
Yeah, I've heard that many times. Well, and you start to get a disconnect from the people. You start to look at them differently once you can't stay close to that many people, like more than 150, like care about them as though like family and friends kind of care.
Yeah.
So your community there is small
and tight. I mean, I grew up in Chicago. I grew up in the city, and then I lived in Vegas. I lived in San Francisco. I lived in Charlotte, and it's like the smaller and smaller area I go to, the happier I am.
Yeah.
It's just like this is the best me that's ever been.
Yeah.
And I quit drinking. I quit smoking cigars and cigarettes.
Why do you think you were drinking? Like, why did that get out of hand? If you don't mind me asking.
Well, that's a good question. So I just got diagnosed a month ago with autism.
A month ago from as of right now.
Yeah, about a month and a half ago, I got diagnosed with autism. It was like one of those things where like I wasn't diagnosed, but there were signs.
Yeah.
You know, I have all my tools are in a perfect collection that are neatly outlined on the board, and you can, you know, there's.
Oh man, sometimes I feel like it's a gift. Like
Yeah.
I realize, oh my gosh, like some autistic people I know, I was like, I wish I could do that. Like I'm just so everywhere all the time. But
It's got a lot of ups, but
yeah,
the problem being autistic is you. It's so stressful to socialize. And I'm not one of these people who's like, I'm going to be an autistic content creator or something. No, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just a person. We all have our things.
yeah,
But it makes it hard for me to socialize. When I socialize, there's a lot of anxiety and stress. So working in the nightclub industry, I'd go to the work and then you're socializing all night.
you'd just be exhausted.
Exhausted. And and I couldn't go to sleep. I was just amped.
Right.
And so 2-3 hours after I got off work, I was, 3 fingers of whiskey was the first thing I had. Just straight whiskey. Like no chaser, just drinking straight glasses of whiskey until I could just pass out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so it became a coping mechanism.
Yeah. And then you get to the farm and I didn't need it anymore. And I didn't realize, that's why I quit in a week. Like I quit and just stopped cold turkey.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing when you find things that are truly fulfilling and give you a sense of meaningful purpose?
Yeah.
That you kind of just naturally stop having the unhealthy coping skills. Like they're not necessary anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't love myself back then. I didn't love my life. I didn't love myself. I didn't love what I was doing. I didn't feel like a good person.
Yeah.
Social media, everything's changed. The homestead changed everything. The only problem with homesteading right now is that I spend so much time doing content creation and all that I don't even get to enjoy it as much as I wish I could. But I see it as a personal responsibility, really a privilege to be able to help people. Like I'm in a very privileged position to be able to do some good in the world. I started a charity. All my merch sales go to the charity.
What's the charity?
Here We Grow.
Okay, that's the charity.
Yeah, it's a charity, and we've been in Western North Carolina. We're rebuilding 300 houses out there right now. We are rebuilding somebody a home. We just replaced a barber shop and did about $10,000 of work on that. And I mean, who gets to do that?
It's got to feel good.
It feels great. I mean, we were in a grocery store once. Somebody recognized me for social media. And they were very excited. They watch my channel. And I always try to talk to people because without them, there's no channel. And she said to my son, she goes, "And do you know what your daddy does for a living?" And she expected my son to say something about social media or that. And my son said, "My daddy helps people."
Oh my gosh!
I know.
Talk about
I know, like
a heart-wrenching moment.
Almost brings a tear to my eye just thinking about it. It was like when you realize that that's how your kids see you.
Yeah.
There's no amount of work that's too much to be that person.
Yeah. Yeah, I look at my life in the same way, and I know that I have blessings that I can't measure, that I can't put words to. It goes beyond a level of gratitude that I think I would be able to even voice. I'm just so grateful that I have the opportunities. And even for me, I even look at it in a way like I live in America, and as a woman, there are many places in this world that I could live that I wouldn't have half, if any, of the freedoms that I enjoy today. And I try not to take that for granted. And it was also a push for me to start this podcast because I said, I'm a woman and I have a voice and I can use it here. Why wouldn't I do that? The sport has given so much to me. The fans have given so much to me. This is a great opportunity for me to give back and be where my feet are, sit down and have a great conversation with unique people who are going to not only teach me, but teach the listeners through their experiences and also through the shared knowledge. And that was my motivation for starting the podcast.
I really like your podcast. I haven't seen all of them. What is this, like 50 something episodes?
Yeah, it'll be over 50 when this one airs for sure.
That's great. And I just there's so much good information about wellness and about personal growth, and like I've really enjoyed it so far.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I've really tried to hit the hammer with personal growth. I want people to understand, and health and wellness is a big part of that, but to really be a healthy human, you need to find the direction and you need to understand how to take it and go. I love with your rule of 3 when you said, I'm researching a project, excuse me. Like you're researching it with the intent of doing it. And I think that is different than just scrolling the internet, saving all these ideas that you're never going to take action on, right? Yeah. It's like you're thoroughly going through a product, an idea, a project to understand it comprehensively so that you can then take action with it. And that's a big difference. And I've caught myself also just being like, I just want to learn about this. And then I'm learning about this and I'm learning about that. And I'm learning about all these things. But it's like a 10 or 20% learn, not really to where I could take it into action. And when I realized that, I've definitely changed my approach. Mm-hmm. And so that resonates with me because I kind of was like all these things. And I was like, and then it's nothing. There's no thing. I'm just wasting my time on my phone looking at all these, grandiose ideas that someday I want to do, but there's too many and I'm overwhelmed. And then I actually leave with a negative feeling. I don't want to start any of it because I'm like, which one do I even start with? I don't know. So as I mentioned with like the woodworking thing, I was like, I'm watching some videos on reclaiming furniture. I really think that will be a fun thing for me. And woodworking and building, I kind of all want to understand woods and different types of wood and how they go together and what I would use to build and how I would repurpose furniture. And I think that would be really, really fun for me. But then I started actually looking up, okay, well, I've seen on the internet, I think that I need like personal, like I need to be with a person that's going to help and show me these things. So I started looking up the woodworking classes and I started looking up at Home Depot and these different places where you can go and take the courses and do those things. And so that will be my next action is like really going and learning hands-on. I think that I learn best through hands-on, which by the way, how did you learn half the stuff that you know? I mean, are you just like a YouTube tutorial kind of like going to figure it out that way? Well, that's intimidating to me.
Here's the crazy thing. When COVID, all this stuff happened all in a sequence. Like, so COVID happened and I'm at home like everybody else, because I'm not essential. And I'm going crazy because I work 90, 100 hours a week. What am I going to do? I'm in a house. I'm just bored out of my mind. So I literally looked at my bedroom set and I said, I'm going to refinish this.
Yeah, okay. So
I was like, I never liked this color. So I was like, I'm going to refinish it. So I did. And in my townhouse, I sanded it down and I refinished the whole thing. It was the first thing. I was dating my wife then. We were dating. She helped me pick out the knobs for it and everything. So we still have it today. But that's where I learned.
I want to see this. Do you have it somewhere? You have a picture of it?
No, but I'll send you one when I get back.
Okay.
And I've done more to it now, and it's crazy. Because
you should post this on a story or something. Like bring people back to where this all started.
It's a good idea. You're not wrong.
Yeah, that's fascinating because I mean that's kind of like that was kind of maybe your jumping off point.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. But then almost every piece of furniture in my house is reclaimed and refinished.
By you.
By me.
Yeah.
Almost all of them.
See, I get inspired when I see like. Well, I get inspired and I'm drawn to when I see like a free piece of furniture out on the roadside and I'm like, oh, what could I make that into? Like I could see that like with new handles and like this, rustic white finish. That could be so cool and so cute. And I just haven't designated the time for it. It's not that I don't have the time. It's just that I have made other things more important and I haven't decided that I'm going to try and do that. But it's also, like you said, the bottleneck for me is I don't know how long it's going to take me to actually learn how to do that. I don't understand quite how complicated the process is. Like, how well do I need to know what kind of wood it is? Because I know it needs to be wood.
Yeah.
And then I know that there's some kind of sanding process.
Sure.
But I'm like, well, what if it has all the grooves? Like, how do you get the sanding stuff down in the grooves?
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you, so I'm friends with Aaron Moore. He owns Moore's Refinishing out in California. He's a content creator. And I'm going to get a copy of his book. I'm going to send it out to you. He has a book all about refinishing furniture. And he does like museum grade furniture. He does Eames chairs, like the really good stuff.
Yeah.
It's an amazing book. It's got a ton of pictures. Aaron's a great guy. He'll help you out. I'll put you in touch with him. If you have any questions, he'll answer everything for you.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Yeah,
yes. See, that's what I kind of need. It's like I need more like a place where I can go that's not just random for the resources and really just feel like I need to understand it more. But maybe I don't. Like in theory, maybe to get really good at it, but like if there's just a free piece of furniture anyways on the side of the road, like what's stopping me from just saying like, I can't screw it up anymore. It's already going to go in a dumpster.
Yep.
It's like, so why not just try and see what happens? But yeah, do you have to sand the grooves? Like, how do you get like in the little tiny, the intricate parts, like in the frame of the door and stuff,
So it just all depends. I mean, there's like everything that you need to know. There's a YouTube video about it.
Yeah.
And nowadays there's a short about it. So you can find a 30-second video that's going to teach you exactly how to do that part. But I mean, that's all you have to do is just like look it up as you go and then try. And like, honestly, like you're right. Like what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah. It's like, okay, you didn't do it quite right. And then you learn and you problem solve and for or troubleshoot for the thing that didn't work. And then you just learn and you get better.
Yep. And buy more tools and get addicted to buying more tools. And
I know. Oh my gosh. I look forward to the day when I have more tools than my husband.
You should try pawn shops.
Pawn shops?
Pawn shops. I mean, you get tools cheap at pawn shops all the time.
Oh.
Guys sell their old tools because they don't need them anymore. They're not using them.
Have you ever heard of Habitats for Humanity?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, because this is a new thing for me. I didn't hear about them until I was up in Boise furnishing the house because we're going to be renting it for a little while before we get up there. But I'd never seen one before, and I'm like mind blown. I'm like, it's like a Home Depot and a Goodwill had a baby.
Yeah, that's a great way of saying it.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes the stuff is still relatively new. Like it's just, like left over from certain projects that, like construction projects, right? So like there's like excess of handles or like, anything like.
Oh, I've bought stacks of LVP flooring there.
Yeah.
Like just bundles of LVP flooring, like half price or less. Cheap.
I'm a thrift guru. I love thrifting. And especially Boise has some of the best thrifting I've ever seen, ever come across. Like that's just really good stuff. I got a nice working wheelbarrow for like $15.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm like, score. Nothing gets my dopamine going like a good deal.
I have this thing I do, the silver you get you find it like Salvation's Army and Goodwills.
Okay.
Like they'll have a silver section there I don't know why people get rid of so much silver. And it's not always sterling or something, but I just collect pieces I like. We got a whole wall of it.
Like coins or
no, just like pieces
of
silver, like plates and serving trays and stuff like that. So I've got this whole fancy, like, so I don't think it's all worth that much money or anything like that, but it's just like, I like polishing it and at the holidays and it's like, becomes part of a tradition. It's like cool.
Funny. You should go on Pawn After Dark. It's a podcast with the Pawn Stars guys.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I'll connect you because you have a unique little set like that and you can bring it in and then you never know. Maybe there is something that's worth. The guys can look at it and tell you like, oh, actually, you got a little gem in here. You didn't know that this is worth something.
I collect a ton of crazy stuff. Like,
Do you?
A ton of crazy stuff.
What else? What are a few of them?
Man, I don't even, like, I've got like a lot of like old jewelry and stuff. Not stuff I wore. I found it at a garage sale and I thought it was cool.
Yeah. Garage sales. That's my other one. Ooh, I love a good garage sale.
For me, it's estate sales.
Estate sales too. I basically furnished our entire house in Boise. Not one new piece of furniture. It's all from estate sales, garage sales, or a thrift store.
Yeah.
Other than the bedding, obviously that's new. Like I would never put used bedding that, but anyways, but yeah, I mean, and we still have some rooms to furnish upstairs, but I found it such great deals and it's been so much fun doing it.
Well, just look for some stuff to refinish for those rooms upstairs.
Oh, I am.
You'll have a good time.
I got my eyes on. I've got a lot of things saved on Marketplace too.
Oh,
that's another one.
Marketplace. I gotta tell you, like, I have a love-hate relationship with Marketplace because it's just like there's so many people you send messages you never hear back from.
Yeah.
I'm like, I really want that boat.
Yeah, exactly. I really want that.
Hey, you still got the boat? just say no.
Yeah, I know. Then I'm like, well, okay, it wasn't meant to be. I guess I'll just have to keep looking. That's
my wife she's so good at sourcing.
Yeah?
Yeah. So I'm like, I'll just text her and be like, I need a door this size. Find it for me. And she'll come back like, here, I found it for $15. It's from 1822. I'm like, okay, cool. We'll pick it up today. Done.
Love it.
Yeah.
What have you learned about building things? You just rebuilt a deck. You've built chicken coops, things like that. I mean, what do you I don't know. What should we know if like I want to start building a chicken coop or just building things in general? Anything to know?
I mean, just the basics is pretty simple. You can learn everything on YouTube. Wood is pretty easy to work with. I'm starting metal now, which is scary for me because I don't
welding.
Yeah,
Okay.
welding and fabricating, and I don't know how to do any of that stuff. I have to learn. But I got this friend Juan. He's a Marine. He's just a great guy. He's a retired Marine. He's super smart, and he's one of those people who knows how to do a ton of cool stuff. You know, like he has the cool skill set. You're like he would know how to build, like he built a pool heater out of an old like wood burning oven.
Oh,
just like
so cool.
Yeah, it's just like,
yes, I would love to be able to do that.
He's got one of those big yards that's just all full of stuff. And you're like, what are those railroad ties? They're like, oh yeah, you need some? You know, like, oh, I got some live edge wood over here, like just stacks of, like, I would go nuts in there.
Yeah.
I would never stop doing projects.
Yeah.
My wife would never see me again.
Okay, speaking of projects, I forgot to ask you about this earlier. We were talking about composting.
Mm-hmm.
Can you like compost well if you're not actively there? Like is there really low maintenance composting that you can basically do without having to like really tend to very much?
Sure. Well, there's two kinds of composting. There's aerobic composting and anaerobic composting. It just means with air or without air, just like working out.
Oh, I know about that, working out.
Yeah, I figured you would.
Yep.
That's why.
But for others, yeah.
Yeah. So aerobic composting means you're introducing air back into it. So you're mixing it to get air back in, and the air and the water interact with the nitrogen and the carbon, and they create microbes, and they feed on them, and it creates a heated reaction. But there's anaerobic composting, which is basically what happens in landfills. And it produces more methane. It's a little less environmentally conscious, but it works just as well. You know, that stackle, and it takes more time too.
Okay.
So it's slower.
So how do you do the anaerobic one? Like,
You just make a pile.
Just make a pile.
Just make a pile.
You just leave the pile.
Let it go to town. Yeah.
And then like, how long do you kind of leave it for?
It can take like a year. But
Yeah.
it depends on what you're breaking down. I mean, you'll know when compost is done if you break it up in your hand and it has like a rich earthy smell, but no garbage smell or anything like that. No smell of rot or mold or fungus. It'll just have a nice clean.
And that would be like a year from like your last addition to it, almost, right?
Yeah, I mean, so I do it a very different way. But this is one of those things I'm new at. So like I've gone through like 5 different compost techniques, and I've landed on one that's amazing.
Okay, tell me.
I take the wire fencing and I make a cylinder out of it, and then I just do lasagna, carbon, nitrogen, carbon, nitrogen, carbon, nitrogen.
And a carbon thing would be like?
Carbon is your browns. That's like in the chicken coop, that's your pine shavings.
Okay.
So the pine shavings are dead.
And chicken poo-poo is a good one too.
That's nitrogen. That's your nitrogen.
Okay.
So that's both sides of the coin.
Okay.
That's why it's so great.
Yeah.
Because you have the carbon and nitrogen one spot.
I put some of the chicken poo-poo into my compost. I have one that spins
like
above ground. Yeah, because in Vegas it's just easier to like keep it in a container, I guess. And so where they perch at night, like every once in a while I'll go in there, like clean it off, put it into like a big shovel basically, and then I'll put it over in the compost.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
You just got to make sure that it breaks down completely, and then like you don't want to put any manure from animals that eat meat on a typical basis, like carnivores, like dog poo-poo.
Yeah, is it a good one?
I'm gonna start saying that.
Yeah, poo-poo. It rolls right off your tongue.
The dog stuff you don't want to put in there, just because it can have pathogens and things.
Okay.
And if you're doing chicken compost, you really want to make sure it's really fully composted.
Okay.
So it's really something you want to do hot composting on, because it's going to break down all the pathogens and the weed seeds and the microbes.
So aerobic with air.
Yeah. And I have a technique I use. You know what a flower bulb auger is?
No.
It goes on a drill. It's like a stick with like a drill head on it.
Okay.
And it's so you can dig holes for flowers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I just use that, and I just use the drill, and I drill holes. Instead of mixing the compost, I just drill the holes into it, and then I pour water into it, and that's it. It takes me 5 minutes.
Oh, and that's kind of how you aerate it?
Yeah, it just gets air into the bottom of the pile.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's so easy.
And then you put water on it after you've drilled the holes?
Yeah, just where the holes have been, and the water filters down through it, and you don't want it soaked. You want it moist.
Yeah.
The microbes need moisture, and they need air.
And these cylinders are just sitting above ground?
Yeah, just sitting above ground. I just mix them, once every couple of weeks, and check them every once in a while with the thermometer, and it'll stay hot. And when it starts cooling down, I know that they're running out of fuel and they're getting close to done. And I just break the side of the thing apart and dump it on the ground and mix it. And then sometimes it goes back in, but usually it goes right to the garden after that. And then I just use the cylinder again, make another one.
Oh my gosh. How fun is that?
Yeah, and you can move them wherever, so you can have them one place. I got them right outside my chicken coop, like right next to it. So I shovel it out of the chicken coop right into the compost piles, and I'm done.
Do they have a bottom on them? Probably not.
Nope, just drains right into the ground.
It's gold too, doesn't it? Just helps all your plants just be.
It's amazing.
So happy.
Yeah, it's amazing. But just don't. Here's a note: don't get it too close to houses. You want to keep a gap because it gets 165 degrees or more. It can actually start on fire.
Wow. Okay, so next to nothing flammable. Don't put it next to a shed either.
Yeah, you just want an open space.
Okay.
Doesn't need a ton of room. I mean, it's not gonna. Since it's not phosphorus, it's not gonna burst into flames and spark everywhere. But it can start a smoldering fire.
Okay. Okay. Here's another one that I have is certain plants like more nitrogen. Certain plants like more. What's the other one?
Some like phosphorus, some like carbon, some like more acidic soil, some like less.
This makes my head spin a little bit. I have a lemon tree that's potted, and I do have like some things that test like pHs and stuff, like a little meter. But it just gets complicated sometimes where it's like I'm trying to remember what. Do you have like a system? Like do you just memorize this all? Do you like have the printout? Do you have like labels that you put on like the different plants? Like how do you keep that all straight? Because that's a struggle for me.
I Google things constantly.
Do you? So you're just constantly refreshing?
Constantly refresh my memory. Like some stuff I've done so many times now that I've got it down. But like I'm not somebody who locks this stuff in. I'm not the smartest guy in the world. Like I know my videos, it sounds like I'm very smart because I've scripted those and practiced them.
Yeah.
And I don't do that.
It's actually refreshing.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even do it to sound smart. I do it because it's really important to me that everything I say is honest and accurate. So I research it and then I script it so that everything I say is spot on. Because I don't want to screw somebody up. I don't want to give them bad information. You
know what I've done before when I'm like in a good phase or I'm like, yeah, I can do all this extra stuff. I'll like put duct tape and I'll write the pH that it's ideally supposed to be on there.
That's a great idea.
And just like, and that way I'm like, when I go around testing, I'm like, okay, this section, sometimes when I'm like propagating certain things, I'm like, okay, I have like this whole tray of like jalapenos and I have bell peppers and I have these other things. And this is kind of like their ideal thing. This is what I'm looking for. And then I just like refer to my little duct tape so I don't have to whip out my phone every time.
Oh, that's super smart. Anything like that is great. That's exactly the kind of stuff I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like figuring out, that's a law of one thing. Like figuring out one way to make your job go faster. Because if I don't have to Google things, now I don't have to think about it. I don't have to take the phone out. It saves me a minute. Those minutes add up.
They do. Especially when you're trying to do, homesteading things. Yeah. And it's like, I want to do everything from like baking sourdough to making ferments to taking care of animals to, homeschooling my kids to, doing podcasts. Yeah. So.
A lot of people have a hard time because they're trying to make money out of their homestead. So they have to run it like a business.
Right.
And they're trying to run it like a traditional farm. And the one thing I tell people is when you're trying to do so many things, so they'll do so much because they're trying to get the income streams.
Right.
And you have to treat it like, first of all, you have to treat it like a business. You have to act like an entrepreneur. You have to look at this as how can I make profit off this? If that's your goal.
Right.
If your goal is just live there and enjoy your family, by all means, don't stress yourself out. Don't worry about it. But, it's like putting together 20 side hustles to create one stream of income.
Yeah.
And that's really how you have to think about it. Like, and you have to be creative. Like I sell, I have I am Samanis.
What?
It's a chicken breed. I am Samanis. They're the all black chickens. Like even their skin and organs are black.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've heard of such a thing.
It's one of the most rare exotic birds are out there. And so I sell the fertilized eggs on eBay, like a dozen eggs for $85 to $150, depending on who else is selling them then.
Wow. Yeah. Why, is there any benefit to having a black chicken?
No, they're just cool.
They're just cool.
Yeah, they're just pretty birds.
Yeah. What do their eggs look like? Are their eggs different?
No, they have cream colored eggs. They're the most boring eggs ever.
And then you open them up and they're just like the normal
eggs.
yolky.
Yeah, normal eggs. But they're an all black chicken. Like their crops are black, their feathers are black, their skin is black, their organs are black. It's a genetic thing.
Do you have any idea why?
It's a genetic thing with melanin. I think it's melanin. I might be getting that wrong, but it's basically it's a genetic thing where everything has that one characteristic.
Wow.
Yeah.
How interesting. Now I'm thinking about that. I'm like, I want to know why.
They're beautiful birds. They have great temperament.
Yeah.
Decent layers. Yeah. I want to say, so there's Iamsomanes, which are they're a tropical bird. They actually roost in trees at night to protect themselves. And then the Swedes came up with their own version of it, the Svarthona. And the Svarthona has all the same black characteristics, but it's better for cold weather.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it get cold where you're at?
Yeah, I mean it's the south, so it gets if it snows, the whole state shuts down.
Okay, so not too bad.
No, they literally shut down. Like there's runs on the grocery stores. Like people are like there's snow coming, and I'm like I grew up in Chicago.
Yeah.
So first time it happened, I was in Charlotte, and I was managing an office, and I drive into work, and there's nobody on the highway, and I'm like, this is crazy. I was like, it's a little snow, it's not a big deal. I was like, whatever. I get to work and nobody shows up. I start calling people. They're like, we're not coming to work today. There's snow. And I was like, yeah, it's like 3 inches.
And?
Like, I was like, it's 3 inches. They're like, we don't drive in the snow. I was like, okay, snow day, I guess.
Did you just go home?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Snow day.
Yeah, why not?
Okay. How do you decide what projects you are going to say yes to and say no to?
Most of the time, I consult my wife. Not because she's the boss or anything, because she's... I need a second person to help me think through what needs to get done. You know, it's like, it's that outside perspective because it's weird. Like I get a project that I've wanted to do for a year. And so it goes up on my importance list because I've wanted to do it for so long, but it's not always something I need to do.
Yeah.
So she kind of helps center me a lot of times. And like, no, you really don't need to do that project right now. You just want to do that project right now.
Yeah. So it's just kind of like prioritizing. Do you have any idea how she reasons with it? Like, how would someone like prioritize projects based on the actual utilitarian value of the project, kind of?
She's
like
she's very pragmatic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she thinks about. I don't think about cost and stuff like that. I think about the end result. Like I think about what do we need? Does this need to get done or not? So like, but she's often like keeping me in check. Like, hey, we could do this a simpler way.
Yeah.
This doesn't have to be perfect. This can be a little bit more like from scratch. Like this can be more DIY and more homemade. And so she keeps me grounded that way.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So I think it would kind of go back to your rule of 3, where just picking, and if you have someone to lean on, that's great, but just start somewhere.
Yeah.
And then don't overwhelm yourself.
Yeah. I mean, I started with succulents, little cactuses. That's the first thing I grew. During COVID, during the lockdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to my wife, and I was like, I want to grow some stuff. I want to learn, because we had been talking about, we sit on the back porch, I was still drinking then. We'd sit on the back porch just drinking beers and talking about, like, how we should get a farm someday. We should get a farm, just drunk talk, you know. You know what we should do? We should get a farm. Yeah, we should. Like, that's how it started, you know.
There you are.
Yeah. I was like, all right, well, we have to grow stuff. I was like, what'll I grow? It's like, I'll try some little succulents. That seems easy.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, really, I think you can only mess up succulents by giving them too much water.
Yeah, which I've done.
Yeah, so have I.
And then I started.
It's like, oh no, it's dying. Water it more.
Yeah. That was my whole. That's what when I first started everything I did. The tomato plants I had tomato plants in like a 1 gallon or 1 pound whatever grow bag.
Yeah.
I put 3 tomato plants in there.
Oh, all so close together.
So close together.
Yeah.
It's like
Did they all die?
No, they all lived, but they were just the saddest things. And then I watered them like 3 times a day.
Oh yeah.
I was like, it's hot outside. I got to water them. So just all root rot. But the first tomato I got off of it was the best thing I ever ate in my life.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
I have a little pepper, like jalapeno plants, and I've planted them in 2 different areas. Well, I've experimented because sometimes in Vegas, like, again, that really hot midday sun. So I put them in these ones in 2 different places, and there was like 2 seeds that sprouted on one pepper plant that's closer to the house, gets more afternoon shade. Well, it gets shade sooner, and they just are not happy, and they don't like it, and they've never been happy. But there's 2 of them right next to each other. Like, I just didn't have the heart to kill one.
Yeah.
It sounds so silly, but like, I just wanted them both to be great, and they're not. They're not happy. So I don't know why, if it's the location, if it's the difference in soil, or if it's the fact that there's 2 literally an inch apart from each other. And then there's like 3 that I planted in ground that are spaced, and they're in a good spot. It seems like they're doing really well. And like they made a little bit of jalapenos, but now they're blooming again. So I think they're going to do like a fall
Well, so those are actually annuals, peppers. People treat them like perennials, so they kill them after the first season, but they just don't like frost. So I remember from when I lived in Vegas, it still gets cold in the winter.
Yeah.
Just all you want to do is you want to pull them out of the ground, pot them, bring them inside. They'll go dormant. Chop off all the branches and leaves, so where there's only a couple of branches coming out of them.
About how long should you leave those branches?
Really, you just it's like basically a stump, like basically the stick, and like after the first fork.
Yep.
And I chop off all the extra stuff, and it'll grow back a few leaves, but it won't grow much, and it'll go dormant. And in the spring, when it starts to warm up again, it'll start blooming again. And
interesting.
They'll last for like sometimes 3-4 years. And the second year, they produce way more peppers.
Right, because they don't have to spend all the time focusing on growing. They're just already there.
Yep.
Well, what would you think if I left them in the ground and did something like, you chop them all back and whatnot, but like did some like string lights or something like that, like to keep them, or what do you think?
So if you kept them in the ground, I'm trying to remember, how cold does it get in Vegas?
It can get down in the 30s. It can get below freezing.
Yeah, if it gets below freezing, that's the problem.
Yeah. Aren't the lights supposed to keep it like warmer?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, it's outside. It's not going to warm it up that much unless it's like a heated lamp. You can cover them with like these styrofoam things.
Yeah.
But then they're not getting light, so they can die back from that. I'm at this point, I'm lucky. My first season, I wouldn't have known what to do either. Now I've got greenhouses and all kinds of stuff. So I can do a lot more, but.
How big of a pot do you need to take these things out of the ground because they're there for fall? Okay.
About you big. Because they're dormant, they won't need much.
Yeah. Okay.
And as soon as you see them start growing new leaves, you just transplant them back to the ground outside when it's warm enough out there.
Yeah.
You want to make sure the temperature, I think the ground temp needs to be 70 degrees for 3 days, if I'm not mistaken, with peppers before you put them back in the ground.
Okay.
So you want to have it at a certain temperature.
So you have like a ground temperature thermometer?
Yeah. It's the same one I use for my compost. It's just it looks like a meat thermometer, with the dial and the stick. Same thing.
Okay. Anything else that somebody should know if they want to, I don't know, anything that comes to mind about, it could be anything. I know you were talking about root rot with tomatoes and like that, or anything else that you feel like people liked knowing about, or if you've posted about it, or just anything you think people should know about.
I mean, people like seeing the big picture of what a homestead can be. That's one of my most popular posts of all time is 6 pillars of homesteading, which is, and I've got the 3, I've got the law of 1, the rule of 3, 6 pillars of homesteading. I'm big on apparently numbering my things, but like the 6 pillars of homesteading is like the 6 things I think anybody needs to do to become a homesteader and to learn. But it's nobody ever does need chickens. Ever does need goats.
Okay, what would you do? Chickens or ducks? Real quick, side conversation.
100% depends on where I lived and what I had. I mean, so like people ask me all the time, they're like, how would you set up my homestead? Or can you give me a plan of what your homestead is so I can emulate it? I said, no, it won't work that way.
Yeah.
It needs to be, you need to think more like the principles of permaculture, observe and interact. You have to design it for your system. And the supply and demand is going to be different in your area than mine. The plants, the grow zone, everything's different.
Yeah.
A homestead is bespoke.
Oh, the grow zones.
Yeah.
That's another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, having to understand those.
Yeah, so everybody's different. So like if really the best thing you do is just start and try. Just start and try and expect to fail. And try again. Because you don't fail until you fail to try.
So good. Yeah, you're speaking my language right there. Okay, but if somebody was gonna start, would you say like just pick like one type of plant and try that, or are we doing like try like 10 different ones and see, or you think that's like?
No, you can start as many as you want, but the biggest piece of advice is don't grow anything you're not going to eat. Because people are like, they're like, I don't know what to grow. I'll grow okra. Do you eat okra?
I like okra.
Well, yeah, you might. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I'll ask people like, do you eat okra? And they're like, no, not really. I was like, well, why are you growing okra?
Yeah.
I'm growing cauliflower. You eat cauliflower? No, I don't.
Oh,
then don't grow it.
Yeah.
Like
I've tried to grow cilantro, and the dang things bolt so dang fast. I don't know how they ever get like those big bundles of cilantro.
I don't either. That's one I haven't figured out either.
When I always so fast, I never get a chance to freaking eat it.
For me, it's dill.
Oh really? I haven't done dill yet.
Yeah, I do a lot. We do a lot of pickles because we grow a ton of cucumbers.
Yeah.
So we do all our own pickling. my wife does all our own pickling.
But you grow the plant.
I do.
Okay,
I grow the plant.
there you go.
Well,
That's
originally she was the one that was supposed to run the garden. She didn't have time to keep up with it as it got bigger and bigger. So that became my job, and she handles all the cooking.
Do you find it therapeutic?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's literally therapeutic. Actually, the charity wants to start care farms. That's our end goal. We want care farms. Actually right now I'm trying to get $375,000 plus the money on top of that to fix it up, to build a care farm where we can bring families in and we can do ecotherapy for people with PTSD, veterans, women who've experienced abuse, domestic abuse survivors, kids with special needs can come there and experience ecotherapy.
Yeah.
We'll have a tiny home village. We can do, week and 2 week resorts. My wife being a psychiatrist, she has therapist friends and people that can come in and help with, groups and things like that. Plus, it gives them a sense of purpose. And then we're creating for the region. Like we're creating food for the region that we can give to people.
Yeah. I have a similar vision. I want to have a homeschool out of the barn.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to teach it because my own kids would go to it, and that's a whole other slew of problems. But we'll have, a hired instructor. My children will be on my property. I'll lead projects, do projects with the kids. But I really want to show the kids where food comes from. And I want to give them some, what would be considered old school now, knowledge and appreciation for everything from birthing animals to eating animals to picking fruit to preserving food, to making all the things that kind of go into a homestead. I feel like it's more of a lost art, but I would say it's been really nice seeing a change. I feel like COVID did have a silver lining where people started to take their health and wellness more seriously.
Yeah.
They also got more inspired to do what it is that fills your cup.
That's such a nice way of saying that.
Yeah.
You're so right. That's exactly right.
Yeah. So it's inspiring to hear that your story aligns with that and that you have, now you have some great traction on your social media, which, by the way, shout it out, tell everybody how they can find you and the charity.
Yeah. Well, they can find me at Greenhorn Grove everywhere. All one word. The charity, we have a couple different resources. So we have a website, www.thegrowsquad.org. And then that's for the charity. People can donate there and all that stuff. But we also have the greenhornguides.com. And the Greenhorn Guides is a 100% free ebook website made by a ton of creators. And they all come together where they donate their effort. We teach classes on how to do all kinds of stuff on the homestead. We don't sell anything. It's all 100% free. And there's videos attached to most of the lessons so people can watch a video, learn how to do the thing, read about it. And it's just a ton of great information. And
That's
so they
awesome.
can go there and
get
get
a newsletter? In a newsletter?
No, it's a website.
Just go on the website and you get all these resources.
And we're continuing to add to it as we go.
Do you have a newsletter?
No, I don't, but we should have one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool. I bet you could do it in a way that doesn't have to take a ton of your own resources, because that's so neat how you've done a collaborative effort on the website. I mean, it kind of reminds me of the idea of the community garden, which I know you said, but you could also do a community newsletter where each week or every other week or, even once a month, but one of those gets to kind of curate their piece in a newsletter. And then you just have your other plug and play things. But, that main meat of the newsletter gets to be a feature on this person that's donated their time.
I think that's a great idea because we've got a mailing list built off the website of, I think, 15, 20,000 people.
Yeah.
So just send, they already signed up for it. We just haven't sent them anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe do it like that. That'd be cool.
Well, I need more people. So everybody who's watching right now, come find me and volunteer. We can use volunteers.
Yeah. Can they volunteer on the property, to help your property, or with the
when we have the care farm, they'll be able to come there and volunteer there. My wife doesn't want a lot of people on the property. Just,
that makes so much sense.
We have kids and all that stuff. People I get to know, we have a guest house. We have people come down and stay on the property sometimes. But for the most part, they can come volunteer with the charity. Like I said, we're in Western North Carolina. We're rebuilding houses. We're part of a coalition there that's, we've got a camp, 150-person volunteer camp we built. It's got showers, beds, everything. A huge warehouse full of materials and supplies that have all been donated. People if they have, especially people in the trades, if they want to come out for a week, I'll fly you out for the right job. You want to come volunteer for a week, we'll put you up, we'll feed you. But really what I need more volunteers for is for the kind of the administrative side of things. like you said, putting out a newsletter, maintaining the
Yeah.
website and all that stuff.
Okay. Well, you heard it here first.
That's right.
Help out. Very cool. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
being here today, for sharing all, like, and being so candid. I had no idea about, like so many things that I learned, but I really appreciated your vulnerability and talking about you kind of working through the stage in life where you were not loving yourself that much, and you were drinking and you just didn't really have the cup full,
Yeah.
and how you made that amazing transition. And I still think you should post that first piece of furniture. You should do
I
that,
will.
because that's just like, that's so cool to see where you started. You still have it
Yeah.
at your house right now?
Yeah. I built it. My wife wanted she always wanted what do they call it? Canopy bed.
Yeah.
So I built it into a canopy bed.
Oh, wow.
So I built the canopy with the drapes, and
Yeah.
they're like kind of sheer with
Yeah.
gold leaves
Oh,
on
I know
them. It's really
exactly
pretty.
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I built the
Very
whole thing
elegant.
onto it.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
How neat to be like, I built this bedroom. I built this bed. I love it. This was fantastic. Thank you again.
Yeah.
We went over where everyone could find you. So I guess we will just wrap up until
Cool.
next time.
Yeah.
But hopefully, maybe we'll make it out there to South Carolina. And you
I have a
can
guest house. Come stay.
come to Boise, and we'll just share learned knowledge.
Well, when you guys are doing some projects in Boise, definitely hit me up, because, my YouTube channel, we do the projects, and we got a series called For My Next Project. So I'll come out to Boise and help you guys build something.
Let's go. Heck yeah. I love it. All
Cool.
right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.